Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles, compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles, go take care of your business. Success Chronicles, it's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And today we have an amazing man that's been blessed and fortunate to achieve some really neat things. And I'm so excited to hang out with him, so excited to highlight his journey and let you guys know a little bit about him. Mr. Rontario Hicks goes by Ron. But first, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
Chip, it's my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we dive into it too, and he'll get into this a little bit when he shares story, but long-time military man. So I just want to say, again, I told you this off air, but I want to tell you again on air. It's recording, so it's for real. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
And protecting and our country. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Well, let's dive into it. If you don't mind sharing a little bit about your journey, and so the audience will have an idea of who you are and what it is you do.
Yeah, so my journey is pretty simple. I started at humble beginnings on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and I'm from a town called Picayune, and small town. It's close to New Orleans, so I have a lot of New Orleans culture in my life, and like to eat etouffee and gumbo and all that other stuff and po' boys,
stuff.
but so all the good stuff. And in growing up, we went through Picayune, and then eventually I went to a HBCU, Alcorn State University in Mississippi. Also, and as I did that, I joined the military at the age of 17. I since I was from a small town, I wanted to get out and do other things, and so I joined the military, and away we went on the journey, and the journey has been great. And 24 years later, that journey ended, and I retired. And so 24 years, 4 deployments, but in doing so, I finished my bachelor's at Alcorn State University in biology, and also I finished my master's there also as we worked through. And so as we moved into my military life, I moved 12 times and got to live in all kind of countries and do different things, and so it's been fun. But naturally, the thing I hold most dear is that I can help protect our country's freedom in doing those 24 years, and I hold that very proud and near and dear to my heart. As I closed out my military life, my last few years, me and my wife decided she wanted to run a photography business. So she's a phenomenal photographer, and so we started Seymour and You Photography. But that's kind of ground roots work. And as we did that, we made a lot of mistakes, and as everybody does when they're starting from scratch, and it kind of pushed me into what do I want to do when I retired from the military in 2019. And as I retired, a few things came clear. I didn't want to start over in another business, but I want to own something. I want to own it for myself. And so that pushed me into franchising. So my franchise coach came online, Steven. We talked a lot, and he gave me some options. And then I had some background in pool work back when I was in college. And so it kind of leaned forward. And I said, well, pool work seems pretty fun. My wife told me I can't keep golfing on the golf course every day. I'm spending too much money in retirement. My budget got cut in half. You need to figure that out. So she gave me one of those looks. I knew what that meant, and we moved forward. Mm-hmm. And so I took the journey into franchising, and then franchising is, it's just one of those things. You kind of got a guidebook, you got a coach, and the model's already proven. And so it jumped me into Pool Scouts. And after my discovery day with Pool Scouts, we met with Bud's Franchise Brands, and Bud's Franchise was Kevin's the CEO, and he was great. He was great to talk to. And his funny part is, it was right in COVID. So I had the conversation with him. How did he take care of his people during COVID? And he said, hey, the people that were really having a hard time, we didn't make them close. We just said, hey, let's pause. Let's make sure that we're setting you up for success. And then they moved out. And so with that, I was sold. I was like, hey, I'm in a family structure just like in the Army. The Army has esprit de corps. Everybody's all in together, one team, one fight. And this was just another stepping stone. So I said, this must be heaven sent for me. Let me just jump into this and let's move forward. And 2.5 years later, we're doing great. And actually, the backside of my story is this year I was the rookie of the year for Pool Scouts, and Pool Scouts of Huntsville is my brand and where I own, and it's been great. It's been a great journey. We're up to 8 employees. We're hiring two more as we get into the spring, and so 9 to 10 employees in in 2 years, and that's a lot of growth. And so I'm really humbled. I'm really thankful, and God's kind of led me through the journey, and I've got some great people behind me for my business coach and everybody else, just kind of keeping me grounded. And I think from day one, our 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 technicians flew out. The technicians from Pool Scouts flew out, and that's made a difference. Adrian came out to help me do a few things and keep me through some stepping stones from being a regular technician going out there scrimming some pools to like, hey, you own it. It's all you. If it goes bad, it's all you. So that's mine and
Yeah.
my story in a nutshell. And I gave you a lot, but I felt to give you that it really gives some meaning to where I am and where I want to be in the future.
That's awesome. So good. Well, what are three things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
The three things I'm really, really proud of, Chip, is one, being able to go and serve my country with pride, being able to do the 24 years and then do 4 deployments and come out intact. I'm not gonna say everything was perfect, but I came out intact, and so I think that's really important, and I'm thankful for that. Second thing is being a proud husband, a father, and a grandfather. Being being a grandpa is my grandson's calling me Poppy, so that's my best job that I have in life, is to be a grandparent. And so that my family structure and the spiritual upbringing that I have helped me to appreciate being a great father and a parent, and grandparent and a husband, because hey, without your wife, that's your stepping stone, that's your rock, so you need that. And the third thing I'm extremely proud of is just to be able to start a business and run it from ground zero, and to see the success that we've had. um it's really humbling to see that whole workout. And I was really scared at first. I'm still scared every day, but it's definitely a little bit less than it was on day one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for sure. Well, just hearing you talk about uh your journey and the things that you're proud of, I would consider that to be hugely successful. So let's hit on success. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success kind of varies. Every day I wake up, I just pray to God, take me where you want me to take me. We've been very fortunate to do the things we've done from my retirement. So I have some things that I can say. I have a check regardless for the rest of my life, which some people can't say. And I take that forward and say, how can I impact my employees' lives the same way so they're set up for success in the future? And the sky's the limit. Me and you talked in the beginning before we jumped on a little bit about authoring or some other stuff, and I just don't know where God has me, but wherever He has me to make an impact on our community, and to be
Mhm.
an impact example for others, that's where I want to be. I think it's important for our young kids to be able to see examples of success, what it looks like. And it might not be my personal success, what I feel is success, but somebody else can look forward and say, well, that guy's doing some great work. Let me emulate him. And maybe that's that 15-year-old or 17-year-old that didn't have a true ideal of what they want to do. So I think that's what my true label success is, that I can leave an example for somebody else.
Well, as we close, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to share, a little more about your company and a little more about where people can go follow you and check you out and show you some love.
All right. Pool Scouts of Huntsville is on all of the platforms, meaning Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And so the thing we do is we're a first class pool service company, and we do it within the Tennessee Valley. We mostly only work on in-ground pools, and we perform service year round. We do everything from liners to regular reoccurring service, vacation services, upgrades to your pool. We replace motors, so we do everything. Once the water's in the pool, we can do everything else. We can keep you running, and for years to come. 34 years from now, we'll take care of you and make sure you're still able to jump in, take the hassle out of doing pool work, and leave that to your friendly lifeguards at Pool Scouts of Huntsville.
I love it. I love it. Well, good deal. Well, again, I just want to tell you one more time, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for being on. I think it's awesome what you're doing. It's truly inspiring. So, um, uh, I hope that all continues to go well. And thank you again for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me, Chip. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Go get it.